My name is Eric Lupton, and I am the CEO of Lifesaver Pool Fence Systems. About a year after I was born, I was diagnosed with a brain injury that didn't come from a backyard pool, but the symptoms are the same. Initially, they told my parents that I would never be able to eat or swallow or live or talk on my own. I have a strong belief that there's a bunch of people out there with disabilities who don't think they can work. They've been told they can't work like I was. They look at their situation, whether it's physical or mental. I think the answer is entrepreneurship. Because if you own your own business, if you're in charge of custom tailoring the environment to fit your specific needs, then you get to pick and you get to choose and you can build it that way.
I've seen a lot of what Eric had to deal with growing up because I kind of grew up with him. I think Eric's disability absolutely played a factor in his success. I think what a lot of people may not know about Eric getting into business is that he didn't just get into business when it was time for him to take the reins from his dad at Lifesaver Pool Fence. He actually was involved in several entrepreneurial ventures as a kid.
He spent a lot of time on the computer at an early age. So, he started his first computer repair business when he was 15. Another huge thing that I've learned from American problem solving is don't be scared to ask, right? If you don't know how to do it or you're stumped, ask somebody who does. Find somebody who's better at what you're doing than you are and ask them.
There are ways in which his disability plays into his abilities. Certainly the creativity part. I think he is more right-brained than me. I'm more left-brained and tend to be very logical. I want to have the plan. I want to have A, B, and C before we set forth. I want the map. And he wants to just sort of go, hey, we're heading in this direction. We'll build the boat as we go. And it teaches me to be more loose with that, more creative.
I think if Eric is able to be so successful with his disability, anyone can do it. Because of Eric's disability, I think he's learned never give up on anything.
And if I can do it, right? If I can do it with all the extra problems I have, with all the extra limitations I have, with all the extra stresses in my life, then man, why can't you?
He makes a mistake. The one thing that he does that most people don't is he'll own it. He'll be the first to be like, oh, I messed up.
Able-bodied people, I think we complain about things that essentially don't matter.
He's had this disability for his entire life. It's shaped the way he's thought about every single problem he's ever had to solve.
If everyone, I always think they're not lucky because they don't have Eric in their life, because he makes everybody's life just better. And you're constantly wanting to grow as a person yourself just by being around him.
His perspective is different because things that we might think were impossible, he might not, right? Because everything is much, much harder for him. So something that we might take for granted, he would have to work harder for. So things that are harder to achieve don't seem like it to him. Seeing Eric here every day motivates us to be better. Seeing that he's putting in the hours, that he's staying late, motivates us to work just as hard as him.
I need help bathing. I need help dressing. I need help cutting up my food. I need help in the restroom, right? These are the things I deal with on a day-to-day basis. And yet, even despite that, I've been able to take all those extra problems that I have to deal with day in and day out, and then I go to work. And I've grown a company to a size that most able-bodied people couldn't and won't do. And I don't think it's because I'm extraordinarily talented. I think it's a mixture of great parenting. I had the best parents in the world, and just the determination to make it happen. And I think anybody can do that. I better be smart, I better use my brain, because I'm never gonna be a roofer. I had to figure out a way to double down on the things I was good at. Again, if I can do it, you sure as hell can too. My life would be so sad if it wasn't so amazing.